everyone, Donald from Otakano Podcast, back with another School Idol Festival video, except this is not a scouting video, this is actually a tutorial video. Now, I know there's a lot of EN players who maybe don't keep up with the news coming out of the JP server, and so there's probably a lot of you who have never played Challenge Festival before. Ordinarily, I would direct you to the Queen of SIF Tutorials, ErynCerise's videos, except she doesn't yet have a Challenge Festival video. So I thought I'd put together a quick Challenge Festival guide, which is why I'm calling this my interim Challenge Festival guide. So let's talk about Challenge Festival in general, and how it relates to another event type, Medley Festival, because they are kind of similar, kind of like distant cousins, but there are a few differences. In a Challenge Festival, you play up to 5 songs, unlike Medley Festival where you play up to 3. But don't worry, you don't have to play them one after the other, you can take breaks between them, and your stamina resets between each song, unlike Medley Festival. However, as you progress through each round of songs, the difficulty of the songs that you play will ramp up steadily. You get the same basic boosts as Medfests, you also get the same basic reward types as Medfests, and of course you also get EXP, G, and event points for playing songs. You can quit at any time and take home what you've won so far up until that point. But if you fail a song, you lose it all. You lose all of the rewards, the gold, silver, bronze, and all but a fraction of EXP, G, and event points you've accumulated so far. There's no LP discount. Each song costs the same normal amount of LP, but you also don't need to have all of the LP available up front. So, for example, in a Medley Festival, if you want to play a 3 EX medley, you'll need to have a whole 60 LP available, not with Challenge Festival. Which means you can complete a full 5-round Expert Challenge Festival, even on a newbie account. You just have to be patient and let your LP regenerate, or be willing to use a gem. There's no friend boosts in Challenge Festival. But there are Chibis! So, let's get started. Just tap the big shiny button. First, you have to pick what difficulty you want to play at. There's 4 choices: beginner, normal, hard, and extreme. If you choose beginner mode, you'll get songs anywhere from 1 to 6 stars. That's basically easy and some normal songs. If you play normal mode, you'll get songs in the 4 to 8 star range, which includes normal and some hard songs. If you play hard, you'll get songs in the 6 to 10 star range, which includes hard as well as some expert songs. And finally, if you choose extreme, you'll get songs in the 9 to 11 star range, including most EXs as well as random EXs and daily EXs, but not masters, at least not yet. Remember, as you move on to the next song in your challenge, the difficulty will ramp up a bit. So for example, if you play an extreme challenge, you might start with an easier EX like Boku no Live or Yujo no Change. Then in the next round you might get a little harder EX like After School Navigators or Boku Hikari or Susume Tomorrow, and then you'll start getting even harder ones, including like random EXs, until finally in the last round you might get some of the more challenging EXs like Junai Lens or It's Our Miraculous Time, or even some of the dailies like Odameshiki, Mermaid Festival Volume 2, or Soldier Game. So what difficulty should you choose? Really, there's only one choice here. You should definitely be playing EX, even if you're mediocre at best. Even if you can't score or combo rank on EX, you'll still be making almost double the points as if you S-ranked and full comboed a hard song. As long as you can survive an EX, it is still way better to play expert level challenges, even if you can't S-rank or combo them. If you're still iffy about EX, maybe you can't always survive an EX, it's definitely worth it to toss some healers on your team. Now, if you can't survive EX even with healers, then go ahead and play hard. Just know that you'll be working at least twice as hard, no pun intended, as a player who plays EX, and you'll have a much lesser chance of getting good reward drops and bonuses. Definitely do not go any lower than hard unless you're not planning on tiering and you're just doing it to farm a new account for gold or whatever. So, pick your difficulty, hit OK to confirm, and you get your first song. And yes, they're the Chibis! More on those later. Your song choice is saved on the server, just like Medley Festival, so there's no way to dodge out of a song. But unlike Medley Festival, you can still bail out to the main screen, or to the team screen. You can reconfigure teams, you can configure skills, and so forth. You can even transfer onto a new device. So for example, if a harder song comes up, you can always switch out, toss some healers on your team, or switch to a tablet if you play better with fingers, and so forth. Now, about those chibis. You're guaranteed at least one chibi if you're playing EX. The first girl that appears is always completely random. If you get additional girls, however, there is a higher probability that girls that are related to the first girl somehow will appear. For example, if your first girl was Honoka and you get additional girls, there's a higher chance of them being Kotori or Umi or Hanayo, because Kotori and Umi are second years, and Kotori and Hanayo are also members of Prontomps. Right now there's only chibis of the 9 Muse girls, no Aqua chibis yet. And they can come in one of several different outfits: Cyber, Fruits, Cheerleader, or China Dress. Each girl will give you a different boost depending on what outfit she's wearing. The different kinds of boosts you can get fall into 3 categories. You can either get a small boost to the amount of G that you receive from completing the song, or a small boost to the event points that you receive, or Perfect Assist, which turns one good or bad into a perfect. For a full list of which boosts the various girls and outfit combinations give you, check out the links in the video description. There's way too many of them to list here. Where things get interesting is when all 3 girls appear and they belong in a group together, either same year or subunit or outfit. If that happens, then, in addition to each girl's individual boosts, you'll also get a special challenge, which, if you meet its criteria, you'll get a special reward. If you get all Prontomps girls, Honoka, Kotori, and Hanayo, you'll get a 1.3 times event point boost if you full combo the song. If you get Lily White, Umi, Nozomi, and Rin, and you full combo the song, you'll recover 30 LP. If you get Bibi, Ellie, Maki, and Nico, if you full combo the song, you'll also get a 1.3 times boost to EXP. If you get all first years, Maki, Rin, Pana, if you end the song with max stamina, you'll recover 20 LP. If you get the second years, Honoka, Kotori, and Umi, and you end the song with max stamina, you will get a 1.2 times boost to EXP. And if you get all the third years, Ellie, Nozomi, and Nico, and you end the song with max stamina, you'll get a 1.2 times boost to event points. And finally, if all of the girls you get are wearing the Cyber outfit, if you S-score the song, you'll get a 1.1 times boost to event points. If all the girls are wearing the fruit costume, and you S-score the song, you'll get a 1.1 times boost to EXP. If all of the girls are wearing the cheerleader outfit and you S-score the song, you'll get an extra gold reward. And finally, if all the girls are wearing China Dress and you S-score the song, you'll recover 10 LP. These challenges do stack. So for example, if you get the Prontomps girls, Honoka, Kotori, and Hanayo, all wearing the Cyber outfits, you'll get both the Cyber challenge as well as the Prontomps challenge. You don't need to satisfy both conditions. If you only satisfy one of them, you'll only get that one reward. Tapping the info button here will show a summary of the various girls that you got and what effects and challenges they bring. When you're ready to proceed, tap Start. Now you get to choose your team. Notice that you can still back out from here if you want, so if you need to do some team management, go right ahead. When your team's all set to go, just hit OK. Now you get to choose your boosts. If you've played Medfest, you should be familiar with these, since they're basically the same. Notice, of course, there's no LP recovery boost, because your LP resets automatically between songs anyways. The two no-brainers are EXP up and event points up. If you have the G, you should definitely hit these as often as you can. And as far as boosts go, they're pretty cheap. EXP up will increase the amount of EXP you earn per song, and event points up will increase the number of event points you win after playing every song. EXP up in particular is really nice and will help you level up fast. Even if you're high rank, you'll still gain at least a rank or two, especially if you're tiering. And the Gs that you make from Challenge Festival usually end up paying for these boosts by themselves. The other boosts are really to be used on a case-by-case basis. Use them as needed. If you need a little extra score to ensure that you S-score a song, then the Score Up boost is right there to help. If you've got healers or perfect lockers and you want to make sure that their skills activate as often as possible, the Skill Up boost will help with that. Are you playing a particularly tough song and you want to give yourself a little extra insurance to make sure that you full combo it? Perfect Support has got your back. That just leaves the big one, Gold Silver boost. Unlike Medfest, however, this boost actually works. In testing, it was found that it gives anywhere from a 5 to 60% boost in the appearance of gold and silver rewards based on reward type and round. The boost is much greater at later rounds, so unless you're literally drowning in gold, I would only use this if you're playing EX and only on rounds 4 or 5. By the way, you'll notice that boosts are cheaper than their Medfest counterparts. That's because they only last for one round, so you have to re-buy them at each round. Hopefully you've built up a large G supply. If you're short on G, you can always trend point scout and sell the NNR cards that you've already maxed out. You can also read side stories, sell any cards that you don't need, including support cards like alpacas, although I would only do this if you're really desperate. They're much more useful if you use them to level up your existing cards. Or you can sell school idol skills that you don't need, especially the KISS skills. You'll probably get 10 bazillion of them, and so you can sell excess ones for a pretty tidy profit. Once you've picked your boosts, then go ahead and hit start. Unfortunately, my playing is going to be really bad because, well, I'm still pretty bad at this game, and also the recording software I use introduces a delay. So I'm going to edit out my playing. I mean, why subject you to my misery as well? And I don't want to embarrass myself any more than I have to. So let me play this song, and I'll be right back. Okay, that was pretty bad. Once you finish the song, you'll get the usual screen that shows you your song scores and your reward box. If you met any challenges, you'll also see information about those as well. After that, you'll see the amount of EXP, Gs, and event points you got, as well as what type of rewards you got. Now notice you only see the kind of rewards, bronze, silver, or gold. You won't see what the rewards actually are until you complete your full 5 rounds or you bail out. Tapping this information button will show you how the various Chibis affected your score. And you'll also get the usual bond as well as any daily rewards. And you'll get taken straight into the next round. You'll see the song that was chosen for you, as well as what Chibis you receive. You can either go on right away, or you could take a break and rest up for a bit. Whatever. Your LP won't actually be taken until you start playing. Unfortunately, this means that you cannot save LP like you can in Medfest, but this also means you don't need to have a full 125 LP available if you want to play a 5-round expert challenge. Also remember, at any time, as long as you're not in the middle of playing a song, you can bail out to the main screen, rework your teams, assign skills, all sorts of things. You can even transfer to another device if you want. When you restart your challenge, you'll be taken right back to where you were. Anyways, this is basically the same screen as before, except there's 2 new buttons. If you tap this button down here, you'll see the rewards that you've accumulated so far. Remember, you don't actually get the rewards until you either complete a full 5 rounds or you choose to bail out early. Speaking of which, that's what this other button is for. If you tap it and then tap OK in the confirmation box that appears, this will end your challenge festival early and you'll receive whatever rewards you've gained up until that point. So if you get to a song that you know you absolutely cannot survive, even with healers, you can use this option. But do try and keep this to a minimum. You really want to try and complete a full 5-round challenge, if at all possible, to get the best chance at higher tier rewards, and to maximize the amount of event points and EXP you'll get. Remember that you can always switch your teams around, bring in some healers, or whatever, to make sure that you make it through. Okay, here we go. Here I got the full 3 girls, all wearing China dress. And if I tap this button up here, I can see that I have this new challenge. If I S-score this song, I will get a 1.1 times boost to the EXP. I think I can manage that. So let's give it a try. There we go. Managed it even with the lag. So we got our score and combo and open my box. I don't think I'll open the box this time. But here we also get another screen showing that we did in fact meet this challenge. And if we get to the reward screen here, I can tap this button And again, it shows me which effects that each individual girl gave me, as well as the challenge up above, which is highlighted blue, which means I met the challenge. Okay, so here I've got 3 Chibis, Honoka, Kotori, and Umi, who are both second years, but they're also all wearing the China Dress outfit, so I actually have 2 challenges stacked. The China Dress challenge says that if I S-score the song, I'll get 10 LP back, and the second year's challenge says if I end the song at full stamina, I will get 1.2 times boost to EXP. Well, I could probably do the first one. Not sure about the second one, especially with this lag, but we'll see. Yep, damn lag, as I thought. But as you can see here, I did satisfy the Score S challenge, so I got an extra 10 LP recovery. And if I tap the info button here, as you can see, it shows the effects that each individual girl gave me, as well as the 2 challenges, one of which I passed and one of which I didn't. So I made it through round 5 in this particular challenge, and I've got Mermaid Festa 2, which I can play, maybe not well, but I can play it. And as you can see here, I did get 3 girls, but they don't match in any way, shape, or form. If I tap this button, I do still get their individual effects, though, but there's no group challenge. If I tap this button down here at the lower right, it shows what I've earned so far, and again, if I tap this button here, that'll let me bail out. But I'm not going to, because I think I can make it through a full 5-course challenge. So now would be a good time to hit up the gold boost, because especially on round 5, I have a fairly good shot at getting a higher tier reward. Now, something else that you might want to consider doing is on the later rounds, especially if you're playing EX, on rounds 4 and 5, you might want to consider hitting up the score up boost. I'll explain why later. Anyways, let me go ahead and play this, albeit badly. Yeah, lag sucks. Anyways, once you've completed a round of 5, or if you bail out early, you'll get taken to a screen that shows you the big reveal. You'll get to finally see all the stuff that you won, including event points, Gs, EXP, as well as all of your rewards. You can scroll through them, you can see what you got, and get your event points, and your bond from the final song. And now you're right back at the event lobby, where you can start again. By the way, the reward drops are basically the same as Medfest. Bronze rewards will get you common Ns and Rs, sometimes a small amount of G, or maybe an alpaca. Silver rewards usually give you less common Ns and Rs, larger amounts of G, alpacas, and sometimes skill-up rares like Yazawas and teachers. Finally, the coveted gold reward can get you skill-up SRs, scouting tickets, and sometimes Rs as well. There's a small chance that you'll get a reward from a higher or a lower tier, so you might get a scouting ticket from a silver or an N from a gold. Womp womp. And that's about it. If you're able to play efficiently, that is, never let your LP bar stay at full for any length of time, you should be able to get the points-based SR at 25,000 points in about 6 days or so, without having to spend any gems at all. If you're willing to spend a few gems, you can go for T3, which usually will get you the idolized points-based SR at 60,000 points, as well as 1 copy of the tier-based SR. Or you could go T2 or even T1 if you like. Either way, use the gem calculator along with the event predictor to estimate how many gems you'll need to get to your desired score. One quick note, because of the randomness of the various boosts, the chibis and so forth that you can get in challenge festivals, predicting challenge festivals can be especially difficult. The gem calculator always assumes a worst case scenario, meaning no boosts at all. so the amount of gems that you may actually have to spend might be less than what the predictor claims. So the only thing left to talk about is team building. In general, you'll want to use your strongest teams. The server recently added tiers for song score rankings that give out stickers. SSR, SR, and R stickers for Tier 1, and SR and R stickers for Tiers 2 and 3. So you should definitely start optimizing your teams like now. For Challenge Festival, your single highest scoring round is counted towards the song score ranking tier, which means that your best scores will be gotten if you play expert level challenges and you try and stick it through to rounds 4 and 5, especially round 5, because those higher difficulty songs have more notes in general, and more notes means higher score. Yet another reason why you should really be playing EX and stick through a full 5 rounds. So you'll definitely want to start with your strongest cards and keep optimizing them. Level your cards, keep optimizing their School Idol skills as you open reward boxes and gain new and more powerful SISs, and so forth. Unfortunately, the intricacies of team building are beyond the scope of this video, especially since 4.0 has added a lot of new mechanics and complexity to team building. Eventually, the queen of SIF tutorials, ErynCerise, is going to release an updated version of her team building guide that encompasses 4.0. Until then, I've gathered some links to some useful team building resources, which I've put in the video description below. In particular, there's a neat automated team builder that does a pretty decent job of building you a nice optimized team. It's a bit quirky and has a bit of a learning curve, but once you've figured it out and get your cards entered, it'll help out a lot. A few more notes. If you're still iffy about EXs, then you should definitely keep some healers on hand and swap them in as needed, especially if you want to try and stick it through a full 5 rounds. Remember, you can always bail out and switch your teams around if you get to a song where you think you might need them. Also, if you get a stamina-based challenge, you may want to bring in a healer on board anyways, even if you're pretty good at EX. It might be nice to have a little bit of extra insurance. If you don't have any decent SR or buff healers, then the Mogyuto Rs are a pretty good alternative. They're not the prettiest of cards, especially the Maki and the Umi. But they do seem to activate fairly often, especially the Hanayo and the Nozomi and the Kotori, and they're pretty easy to get either from friend point scouting or from gem scouting. If you're able to raise their skill levels, which should be pretty easy with all the Izawas you'll be getting from Challenge Festival rewards, then even better. If you're worried about your healers not activating as often as you like them to, investing in the skill activation boost would be a good bit of extra insurance. If you get a combo-based challenge, you may want to toss a Perfect Locker on as well for some added insurance. You can use the skill activation boost to make sure it activates enough for your taste, or you could also choose to invest in the Perfect Support option. The choice is yours. One final tip, if you're playing EX and you're able to stick it through to rounds 4 and 5, you might want to think about buying the score up boost for those later rounds. It might give you that extra push you need to get higher in the score tier rankings. And that's about it. Hope you find this guide useful. Be sure and check the video description for links to all of the guides and other resources that I mentioned. And if you have any questions, or if you caught me in a blatant error and you want to submit a correction, please do so in the comments. If you're tiering, good luck! Thanks for watching. Sayonara, Jane.